Today we're going to talk about what a concussion is and what it might look like. So some of the common symptoms, things that I wish I had been aware of when I first had my concussion. My name is Larissa and welcome back to the Concussion Crew, a channel where we talk about concussion recovery, brain injury recovery, and how to make it a little bit easier. I have a brain injury. I was in a car accident 4 years ago, but I am not a doctor. So this is not medical advice, and I love my medical crew. So I recommend reaching out to your family doctor or whatever healthcare providers you have access to if you think you have a concussion, if you do have a concussion, if you have specific medical questions. Don't be afraid to ask your doctors. That's what they're there for. First things first, what is a concussion? A lot of people think that it's just a soccer ball to the head. It's a blow to your noggin, which is true. It is a blow to your head, but it can also be a violent shaking of your body. So whether you fall down and fall bam, straight on your butt and your head gets shaken around inside of your skull, or if you're like me and we're in a car accident, we don't think that I hit my head, but my head was shaken around in the accident, and that's how my brain injury happened. A lot of people think that you have to lose consciousness for it to be considered a brain injury or a concussion, but over 90% of people who have a concussion did not lose consciousness. So that is not a criteria. Any sudden movement can cause your brain to shake around in your skull or to twist inside of your skull, which can lead to chemical changes inside of your brain and can sometimes stretch or damage your brain cells. So let's say that happens to you. I really hope it doesn't and you're just here out of interest. But if you do have a concussion, here are some symptoms that you can be on the lookout for. I was startled by some of them and I thought that I was crazy. I kept on saying to my family doctor, to my psychologist, to my neurologist, I'm losing my mind. Like, I'm crazy. And they said, nope, that's just another symptom of your concussion. So emotional responses. I was in the grocery store. I had on my list, I needed Fuji apples. They were out of Fuji apples, and I started crying in the middle of the grocery store. I couldn't figure out what kind of apples should I get instead. Do I even need apples? Should I just go get bananas? Should I get oranges? What should I get? I think I got a box of oatmeal because it was also red like Fuji apple. The brainwaves were not waving. So emotional responses, a lack of ability to follow a train of thought, not being able to cognitively process what to do if there are no Fuji apples. I think a lot of people know that a headache can come with a concussion, but also pressure on your head and headaches in weird parts of your head that you may not have had a headache in before. You can get nauseated and throw up or have blurred vision, balance issues, problems regulating your emotions. So big outbursts of anger over nothing can be a symptom of a concussion. And then the opposite end of the spectrum, feeling sluggish or hazy or foggy or just clouded in. And it's not all or nothing. It's not one or the other. It can be one day you're sluggish and you feel terrible, and the next day you're raging and angry, and the next day you're crying, and you can be all over the map. It's something to prepare for, and it is something that comes with concussions. You're not crazy. And then, of course, confusion, difficulty concentrating, problems with your memory, a lot of the things that you would think, well, those things come from the brain, so it makes sense that I would have problems with them if I damaged my brain. So those are some of the common symptoms. If you feel these things, check in with your doctor. Some of them don't appear right away after a concussion. Some of them can take time to appear, and some of them can build over time. Just because a soccer player gets kicked in the head doesn't mean that they are going to leave the field immediately and have sudden onset of symptoms. Maybe they will, but they might wake up the next morning and all of a sudden it hits them that they're dizzy and they're having troubles getting out of bed. If you're concerned that you have a concussion, but you think, well, it didn't hurt right away. Now I've got a bad headache, but it didn't hurt right away. See your doctor, because the symptoms don't necessarily show up like that. There are so many different treatment options nowadays for the symptoms that go along with concussions, from vision therapy for vision problems, vestibular rehab for balance issues, and your family doctor should be able to connect you with the right professionals to help you do as much as possible. Occupational therapy to make living at home easier if that's difficult right now. And take it easy on yourself, because recovery times can vary. Every person is different, and every concussion is different, and every recovery time is going to be different. I've been dealing with this for 4 years now. If you're taking a little longer, take it easy on yourself, because not only are you doing your best, but it's frustrating. I feel ya. I just want to be normal. I have said often, I want my life back. I want my life back. And if you feel like that, I'm right there with you. And that's okay. It's okay to be frustrated. Your medical team is going to give you a lot of advice. Get rest. Protect yourself from screens, devices, slowly reintroduce activities. And if you're a caregiver, it's really important to monitor the person with the concussion and help them to stay on their recovery plan. I pushed to go back to work, to do my own grocery shopping, to do my own cleaning. I made some choices that did not help my brain to heal, and I set myself back. So I'd encourage you to follow medical advice as closely as you can, even when it's frustrating and you're at home and you're angry and you're in pain and you want to be doing things to distract yourself. Try to play the long game. If you're looking for more information, I'm going to link the CDC's concussion page below and the Brain Injury Association of America, their website. Even though I'm Canadian, I really like their website. It's got some great information on it and tips and tricks, so check that out. I am so sorry that you are going through this, because concussions are hard, but you can do this. You got this. If you have questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. And please know that you are not alone.